welcome back, my fairies. I'm Matsuyurific, and we are back with more miraculous tales of Ladybug and Chat Noir. So today is another one of those episodes that dropped way sooner than we were expecting. I haven't even watched the trailer yet. I've been trying to get around to it and just haven't yet. But we finally got, I don't even remember which episode this is, but this is Mr. Agrest. Once again, I'm going into this blind, so as of right now, I have not actually seen the episode. I will do a quick cut. Literally, the only thing I know about this episode is its name, Mr. Agrest. That kind of implies it's something to do with Gabriel. And I guess the end credits image that I'm seeing online is Marinette looks troubled by something, Adrien looks sad because Adrien, and also statue of Gabriel. So there's really nothing I can really guess from this episode, so I'm going into this completely blind. But before we begin, I do want to say really quick that this may be the last time for a while that I'll be able to put artwork in my videos. I still need to decide what exactly I'm going to do, if I'm going to do like shiny hunting Pokemon that I feel like Marinette might have, maybe from the video that I put out recently. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. What if Marinette was a Pokemon trainer in the upcoming Pokemon Legends ZA game? Really happy with how that one came out. And this is the artwork that you see in that thumbnail, as well as the thumbnail for the upcoming live stream where I will be streaming the new game for the first 24 hours after its release as Marinette. So I hope you all look forward to that if you enjoyed my Miraculous Sword playthrough, or just like Pokemon and Miraculous and want to see the two combined. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and watch the episode. Oh yes, that's what I was saying before, sorry. My tablet, unfortunately, has given out. It is dead. So it's going to be a while before I can save up money to buy a new tablet. So this is the last piece of artwork that I recorded. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put in future videos because we're supposed to be getting a lot of episodes coming out soon. So if you have suggestions down below, if you want me to do some shiny hunting, maybe play some Sims 4 with the Miraculous Ladybug CC, definitely let me know if you have any suggestions. Or we could even do gameplay from the games, which I still don't like the new game, but it does play a lot better on the Switch too. So maybe we'll do gameplay from that game. But for now, I'm going to stop rambling about that stuff and go watch the video so I can let you guys know what I think. Oh my gosh, you guys. This was an intense episode. And I have to say, I've kind of been looking forward to a lot of the stuff that we got in this episode. Let's talk about it, I guess. So I guess there's not really a whole lot to say about like the episode itself, rather than the 3 different plots that are shown in this episode. And I have to say, I think they did a really good job of balancing the 3 different stories that they were telling in this, because this episode had 3 different leads. It was Marinette, Adrien, and Luca. They all had their own stories being told in this episode that did intertwine together. And I think they did a really good job of telling the story of the episode while also telling us what's going on with these 3 individual characters and their own struggles in this episode. It was balanced perfectly well. Like, I didn't really feel like the Marinette show. It felt like the Marinette, Adrien, and Luca show, which is great. They had equal screen time. I loved it. So Marinette actually did not have the majority. She wasn't eating up the majority of the screen time, so I'm sure TBC will be happy about that. But so let's first focus on Marinette. So Marinette, she starts off the episode having a dream because more of a nightmare, because her anxieties are getting the best of her. She's she's really struggling keeping the secret of Gabriel being Monarch from Adrien specifically. She feels guilty for the fact that she's not telling him the truth, but she also doesn't want to hurt him because she knows that the truth will hurt him. And she even brings this up later on in the episode, because she's talking to Luca, and she even goes out to talk to Luca personally, because she wants to tell somebody, and she knows that if she borrows Luca's Miraculous, she can use Second Chance to tell him the truth and then reset so that he's not going to remember what happened, but she's at least able to talk to somebody and get everything off of her chest. So she goes to Brazil, because he's actually in Brazil. We'll get to that later. She goes to Brazil and pulls him to the side, borrows his Miraculous, and just unloads on him. She's feeling guilty because she lied to Adrien, she's lying to the world, she's even been lying to him that Gabriel was Monarch. He wasn't a hero, he was the villain. And she's lying to Adrien, but she feels that she has to, because if she doesn't lie to him, if she tells him the truth, then he could get akumatized and she can't bring herself to fight him. It would be absolutely horrible for her to have to fight him. And when you really think about it, that's kind of, yeah. If Adrien got akumatized, we've seen alternate timelines where he got akumatized and she could barely do anything because she's just so shocked. She doesn't want to have to fight Adrien. She loves him. And yeah, it's a very understandable fear that she has, that he could get akumatized and she'd have to fight him, and then she might not be able to bring herself to be able to fight him, and then lose, and then the new villain gets the Miraculous. That's a very real fear that she has, and it's understandable because we've kind of seen that in other timelines. Adrien got akumatized, and then when he knew that she was Ladybug, and Gabriel used that to steal her Miraculous. So we have seen that alternate timeline where that does in fact happen. That is a very real and understandable fear for her. But Luca, I'm not sure what exactly he was thinking. I want to know what his plan was, because he tells Marinette, listen, you need to give me your Miraculous. If you give me your Miraculous, I can fix this. And he's obviously in a rush. Like, it would definitely help if he had told her what his plan was, but he's obviously in a rush because, like, he knows that Adrien is Cat Noir, and so obviously his plan would have some sort of he would definitely be thinking about Adrien being Cat Noir when coming up with his plan, but we never actually hear what his plan is. He just freaks Ladybug out, and she says, okay, nope, I'm using Second Chance, you're forgetting all of this. Side note, I just have to say that as somebody who has a fan fiction where Marinette uses the Snake Miraculous, seeing Snakebug, or I guess Lady Snake, Lady Refair, I called Marinette with the Snake Miraculous Refair. So seeing Lady Refair, oh my goodness, yes, that made me so happy. It's like, my fanfiction! Even though my fanfiction is by far no longer even close to canon, but it still made me happy. It's like, oh my gosh, it's Refair, except that she's unified with Ladybug. Anyways, she freaks out, uses Second Chance, so Luca no longer remembers what she was going to tell him, so she instead tells him, hey, I hope you're really happy with your new girlfriend. Well, that's all you want to say? Yep, that's it, bye! And she goes back to Paris. Speaking of Luca and his new girlfriend, now let's talk about what's going on with Luca this episode. We'll get to Adrien last, we're gonna save the best for last. But the very start of the episode, we see a flashback to when Luca was leaving Paris after Monarch, well, not Monarch, Shadow Moth at the time, after Shadow Moth found out that he knew... Actually, was it Monarch? Actually, no, that was Monarch, I think. I think that was Season 5. You know, I don't even remember if that was Season 4 or Season 5, but you guys remember, he left Paris wanting to protect Marinette and Adrien's identities because now Gabriel knew that he knew their identities. And we get to see Season 6 art style of Seasons 1 through 5, Ladybug and Chat Noir, and it's like, yes, I love it. We get to see their old costumes in the new art style. Looks really good. Like, you can see the texture of their costumes a lot better in this art style. And it really shows in the flashback where we see the old designs of Ladybug and Chat Noir. You can see all the little dot details on their costumes, and I really love that, to be honest. But we get this flashback of Ladybug and Chat Noir watching Luca getting ready to head off to Spain with his dad. And I think we even get to see Jagged and Penny. We might, I guess not, but like we see people getting on the plane with them. Although there's people behind Luca when he's getting on the plane, and then there's nobody behind him when Cat Noir de-transforms into Adrien and runs out to go talk to him. Now he's all alone. But Adrien went to the airport to talk to him. We actually get to see him with his unwrinkled jacket, his old hairstyle, and the orange shoes with his dad's logo. It's like, hey, we get to see the old style for Adrien as well, because he did change. He did change. He stopped styling his hair, and he stopped ironing his jacket. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's the first time we've seen his jacket actually ironed and not wrinkly this entire season. But Adrien is like, hey, listen, Luca, you know, there's no knowing if, you know, we don't know if he actually knows that you know their identities. You don't have to go. And Luca's like, listen, I need to leave to protect but I have faith that Ladybug and yourself will be able to defeat him. And Adrien's like, oh, you do know? Okay, so you do know that I'm Cat Noir. Dang it. And it's like, oh. But yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm just loving seeing Adrien. Like younger Adrien in this new art style. It's, yeah. Anyway, sorry. I need to stop fangirling over Adrien and talk about the episode again. So they hug and Luca leaves. And then we get another flashback later that before Luca, like, we get to see another flashback later that Luca, after Chrysalis, you know, revealed herself as the new villain, even though they still don't know her name is Chrysalis, but we know her name is Chrysalis. You know, before, you know, after Chrysalis revealed herself, we know that this is from that time because they're talking about there being a new villain on the loose, but Marinette is still in her Marinette is still in her old clothes, and so is Luca, of course. So now we get to see, it's really cool that now we've seen all four of them, Marinette and Adrien, Ladybug and Cat Noir, in their old designs. We also got to see Sabrina a few episodes back in her old clothes and also her old hero costume. Now we're seeing Luca in his old clothes and superhero costume. We've yet to see, oh my gosh. How did I forget his name? Oh my gosh. What? How did I forget Luca's superhero name? Oh my gosh. Oh Luca. I love Luca. I feel so bad right now. I can't remember his name at the moment, but regardless, you guys know what I mean. We're seeing so many of the old designs in this new art style, and I kind of love it. But anyways, he transforms because Marinette is not really sure why he's leaving Paris again. She's like, oh, but, you know, we don't know if they know that you know our identities. And he's like, that's not it. I could still get akumatized. She's like, yeah, but you're not gonna akumatize. So he transforms and says, I could still get akumatized because I'm still in love with you. And it's like, oh my goodness. I was watching this episode with my friends, and Strawberry Tart Lexi was even saying that she knew that Luca would still have feelings for Marinette, and so she kind of called that. It's like, oh my goodness, the drama! Like, gosh, I live for this kind of drama. You guys have no idea. I guess you guys do kind of have an idea. I talk about it all the time. But he tells Marinette that he's still in love with her, and that it actually hurts him seeing how happy that she is with Adrien, but that pain also hurts him because he wants Marinette to be happy, because he loves Marinette and knows that she will be the happiest if she's with Adrien. He wants her to be happy with Adrien. He doesn't want her to have to be unhappy for his sake. And he knows that telling her this is going to have an effect on her happiness. So he transformed in order to tell her this, so that after he tells her, he can reset time and just be like, yeah, no, this has to happen. I'm sorry, Marinette. I'm gonna miss you, but it has to happen. By the way, I have, the real reason why I'm leaving is because I have a girlfriend. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. But it turns out that this so-called girlfriend is actually pretending for Marinette's sake. So he's got a pretend girlfriend, specifically so that Marinette won't feel bad that he's left Paris. So now he's lying to Marinette in order to protect her feelings. So I'm just gonna say, if you are still out here villainizing Marinette because she hasn't told Adrien the truth, because you're seeing it as black and white, that, oh, it's a bad thing that she's keeping a secret, therefore she's a bad person, well, now you're calling Luca a bad person too. So, just saying, if you're gonna call Marinette a bad person, you're gonna call Luca a bad person. And I know of a lot of Luca fans that would kick your butts for saying it. Just saying. Don't be a hypocrite. But, like, it is kind of understandable. He wants Marinette to be happy, and he doesn't want to get in the way of her happiness. So he's keeping that inside. Is that exactly healthy for him? Not really. But you can kind of understand his thought process of why he feels he needs to keep this secret. It's for her happiness. Because he doesn't think that she can be happy knowing that he's still in love with her and making him miserable just by her being happy with Adrien. And that's not really fair to her either. When you really think about it, it wouldn't be fair to Marinette to put that on her, to say, hey, it makes me unhappy that you are happy. That would be so unbelievably selfish and cruel for him to put that on her, and he knows it. He knows it. That's why he's keeping the secret from her. And yeah, he's keeping it for a different reason that Marinette is keeping her secret from Adrien, but the core of it is they both feel that the person they love the most will be miserable if they learn their secret. So they keep the secret so that the other person won't be miserable. That core right there is the same for them. And I do kind of love that parallel, to be honest. But, so Marinette just believes that this girl that he's met is his actual girlfriend. Then we get Adrien's story. That's kind of it for Luca's story. But, so let's go ahead and move on to Adrien's. Now, Adrien is unsure how to feel about Gabriel. And I kind of had a feeling he was going to have feelings like this. Because, yeah, Gabriel made him miserable. Gabriel did so many things that hurt Adrien, and you kind of understand how Adrien is feeling. He's like, what? So I'm just supposed to accept this about my father when he did so many other things before Monarch even existed to hurt me, to hurt my mother, to hurt Marinette? Like, something is off, and he senses that there is something off. And I do think that they are leading up to Adrien finding out that his father was Monarch. I don't know how he's going to find out. It's definitely not going to be from Natalie. And at this point, it's hard to say if it's going to be from Marinette, because this episode kind of made her finally say, okay, I need to keep this. I've made my decision. I need to stick to it. I know I'm having regrets, but I've got to hold it together. But Adrien is not really sure that he can't tell himself that his father is this great man when he still feels so much hurt from everything Gabriel did to him as Gabriel aggressed. This is his feelings towards his father, not his feelings towards Monarch. And he's definitely still feeling some survivor's guilt, because he's still talking about, if I had been there, I could have saved him. I could have done something so that he wouldn't have to die. But he's also struggling with this idea that his father was this supposed great man who saved Ladybug's life and sacrificed himself to defeat Monarch. It doesn't make sense to him because he knows what kind of a man his father was. But it's causing him so much confusion that he feels like he doesn't know his father. He's like, okay, my father supposedly did this amazing, selfless thing, but he abandoned my mother for so long. He neglected me. He denied me the chance to go to school. He didn't want me to make friends. He didn't want me to date Marinette, even though I'm still in love with her. Those are his thoughts. It's like, he can't accept that his father did all of those awful things that hurt him while still somehow being the type of man that could make that kind of sacrifice. And then there's this whole meeting. Like, there's kind of the subplot that's, leads to the akumatized villain. And guys, the creepy artist that was simping over Ladybug is back. And this episode even more so is ringing that bell of deniability that Thomas Astruc was like, oh, it's okay that he has a crush on Ladybug. He's 16. He's still a child. He looks even more like an adult now. And yes, of course, it's supposed to have been a year since then, but like, he is taller than Miss Bustier. You cannot tell me this man is not an adult. I'm sorry. It's just that episode. Yeah. But anyways, apparently some people vandalized the Gabriel statue, and I have to wonder who? Because, like, the only reason I could see anybody wanting to vandalize that statue is if they either knew the truth, aka Marinette. It definitely wasn't Marinette. Kagami? I can't see Kagami doing it. Or Felix? Maybe I could see Felix doing it. Or it could have possibly been, because Monarch did have some sympathizers, especially in season 5. There were people that sympathized with him and thought, oh, well, he probably just wants to make a wish to better the world. Which kind of also, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of also contradicts the whole thing of, oh, well, we don't know why Monarch wanted my miraculous, when it was kind of confirmed that people knew that the miraculous could grant a wish. I don't know if maybe that was just like people online were speculating it, that maybe a wish could be granted. doesn't really make much sense. Granted, it makes less sense for people to know that the miraculous together could grant a wish. But, like, it's still a bit of a continuity error. Continuity director, you need to be doing your job, please. But anyways, regardless, somebody vandalized the statue, and Mayor Bustier, I'm still not gonna call her Miss Bustier, but like Mayor Bustier, is having this meeting between the artist, the artist, Adrien, and Natalie. And they're talking about rebuilding the statue somewhere else and making it bigger. It's gonna be like 10 meters tall. They keep saying high, but like 10 meters high? It's 10 meters tall! Oh my gosh. The amount of rage my autism was causing during that scene. Like, guys, this is the English dub? Can you say tall? Can you use proper English in the English dub? I'm sorry. My autism makes me catch on to stuff like this. I nitpick over tiny little things, but like, isn't that kind of the point of being a reviewer and analyzing it, to be analytical, pick it apart piece by piece? It just bothered me, okay? I'm sorry. Anyways, they're talking about making the statue 10 meters tall, and Adrien is like, that's really tall. And I think the reason he didn't want it to be that tall is like he would be seeing that from the rooftops wherever he went. And I don't blame him for not wanting to see that statue everywhere. So that's kind of the symbolism of the statue, is that even though Gabriel himself is gone, his presence is still there looming over them. That was something that a lot of people even agreed on when analyzing the season 5 finale, was that now Gabriel's statue is there to basically be Gabriel looming over society. But anyways, so Adrian's like, he's really not sure, but he doesn't really know how to express his feelings there, so he kind of just leaves. Nana's like, we'll think about it. But Adrien just, he can't bring himself to see his father the way the rest of the world is seeing him, as this great hero that saved Ladybug, because he senses that something is off. He senses that there is something Ladybug is not telling Adrien, not telling the people, and not telling Cat Noir. And poor Plag knows what that is. And Adrien even asks him, you were there, you can tell me what happened. And Plag's like, Marinette would end me. It's like, the Guardian made this decision not to tell you the truth. And I know how twisted you are about your father. This would make you unhappy. Guys, Plag also is lying to Adrien. So if you're mad at Marinette, you gotta be mad at Plag. But Plag lies through his teeth, is like, Ladybug told you about what happened, right? I mean, I was inside the ring, so it's all a blur. I don't remember what happened. Yeah, you don't remember your holder's father turning out to be Monarch and then seizing both of the miraculous and making a wish. Yeah, no, you definitely don't remember that, I'm sure, Plag. But Plag lies to Adrien's face, and Adrien's like, okay, well, I know one thing, I'm not comfortable with that statue. So he tells Natalie that he doesn't want the statue, so Natalie's like, okay, I'll give the mayor a call. Which, of course, upsets the artist, because, that artist does not do well with rejection. And I'm just now realizing the irony that now both of Adrien's identities have caused this artist to get a Kumatai. Oh my gosh. And it turns out the name of the episode was the name of the villain. This is so tacky. And I think they knew it was tacky. They even played it up. Because Chrysalis was like, what's your name? He's like, no, I shouldn't. I couldn't. You can call me Mr. Aggressed. Like, oh my gosh, that's so tacky. Oh, and of course, he turns into a 10-meter tall statue of Gabriel, which, oh my gosh, somebody give Adrien a hug, because he sees this giant statue of his father marching over to him, knocking over buildings, coming after him, calling him a bad son. It's like, oh my gosh, the panic in my boy's eyes. Oh, I just want to give him a hug. And of course, before he's just so stunned. Plague is like, aren't there some magic words you should be saying right now? But he's just so shocked, he doesn't know what to do, and Natalie comes in and is able to protect him, but she gets trapped under some rubble, which finally gets Adrien to be like, oh shoot, I need to do something. He goes, hides in the bathroom, transforms, jumps out the window, and comes back in as Cat Noir. But the statue guy, the artist, is already gone. I'm still gonna call him the artist because calling him Mr. Agrest is gonna be way too confusing. So the artist is already gone. So he cataclysms the rubble to get Natalie free and tells her not to worry about Adrien. He's gonna go take care of that, and then goes out to fight the artist because, again, he's Adrien. So obviously Adrien is fine. And they, of course, do the fight. The fighting between them isn't really all that important. What's important is that he actually does manage to get Cat Noir's Miraculous. And it's like, oh my gosh, no. Fortunately, beforehand, he was able to send a distress call to Ladybug so that she's able to get her butt back to Paris. But then he gets trapped under some rubble. Fortunately, his identity is safe. They managed to steal the Miraculous. Chrysalis does tell the artist to, clear out the rubble because she wants to see who he is. But of course, there's Adrien just happens to be lucky enough to be right next to the stairs to the sewer, so he does go under there, manages to protect his identity. Ladybug comes in, sees him absorb the ring into his clay finger, because this guy's not even a stone statue, he's just made of clay. And she realizes, oh shoot, that's Cat Noir's Miraculous. I'm alone right now. She probably could have called some people in, but I do think that it's probably better for the sake of narrative and the flow of the episode that she didn't call anyone else in. I think enough happened in this episode that it probably would have thrown off the pacing. This episode was very well paced for how much they were doing. I have to applaud the writers for pacing this out very, very well. They did a phenomenal job making sure this episode was not too busy with too much stuff going on. But Adrien manages to make his way back, and when he starts talking about how the artist doesn't know anything about his father, he's like, he sees him. Oh, I almost forgot to say, Ladybug uses 3 Lucky Charms, and the first 2 are I knew exactly what they were. They were hints. I love when the Lucky Charm is a hint about something about somebody who she needs to help her, instead of just being a tool to help her beat the enemy. Instead, it's a hint, because she gets 3 Lucky Charms. The first one is a fencing rapier, which is oh my gosh, she needs to get Adrien. The second one is a perfume bottle. It's oh my gosh, she really needs to get Adrien, because that's the same Lucky Charm that Mr. Bug got during when Natalie got akumatized. It's oh my gosh, the Lucky Charms are clearly telling her that she needs Adrien. And then the third Lucky Charm is a megaphone, which she drops after the statue grabs hold of her. Adrien sees that the statue is trying to take her Miraculous, so he goes and basically starts yelling at the statue, like he's hitting it, and it's like, you don't know anything about my father. He's like, oh no, he didn't say that. He's like, why did you lock me away? And that's kind of startles the statue. Is like, what? And that's when Ladybug realizes, wait, you're breaking his illusion of who Gabriel was, because the artist like worships Gabriel. Wait, you're breaking his illusion. Say more about how you feel about your father. Use the megaphone. So she tells him to use the megaphone, and Adrien starts just venting. Why did you abandon my mom when she was sick? Why didn't you want to let me go to school? Why didn't you want me to have any friends? And why wouldn't you let me date Marinette? And hearing about what a horrible father Gabriel was makes the artist realize that he was wrong about Gabriel, that Gabriel was not the great man he thought he was. And it causes him to dry out. Like, you might say that he's hardening, but he's like actually drying out, like he's getting cracks and everything, which is honestly great symbolism, because they're basically symbolism of the cracks in the illusion of who he thinks Gabriel was. And as he's now starting to see who Gabriel actually was. And when he's completely dried out, the artist falls out of the statue, and Ladybug's able to break free. She grabs him, she captures the Akuma, and she thanks Adrien for helping her, and they do a pound it. And it's just even more, oh, my heart. Adrien goes home and just laments even more about how, like, he just does not know who his father is, because he cannot bring himself to believe that the father who did all of those horrible things to him is the same man who would sacrifice himself for Ladybug. And it's like, I just want to give him a hug. I just want to hug my boy. He's so sad. I hate how sad he is. I mean, I love it. I love what they're doing with the story, because I love the drama. Yes, make my heart hurt. I give you permission. If you are telling me a story, make my heart break, make it shatter into a million tiny pieces so that you can put it back together again. This is why I love this show. This is why I love this show. This is why I speak so highly about this show. Yes, it has flaws, but at the same time, a lot of the stuff that people will call flaws are actually its strengths, and I love it. There are actual legitimate flaws, and I have pointed those out to you guys. You guys know that I have. I've pointed out some flaws in this episode, or in this video. But I love this show. I love that it's breaking my heart right now, and this breaks my heart. What can I say? When it comes to media, I'm a masochist. Like, you guys think this is bad. You should see... I wish I could share more of my stories with you guys. Oh my goodness. I know, I need to get back to making more parts for What If Adrien Had a Twin Sister. It's been years. I need to get back to it. I'm sorry. I do want to. I want to. I don't like editing. I hate editing, guys. I'm sorry. That's literally what's keeping me from making more, is the editing. But anyway, so that's almost it for this episode. After they defeat the villain, Adrien goes home. He has his little talk with Plag, and then he calls Marinette to let her know that he's okay. And Marinette then, of course, tells Tiki, like I mentioned earlier, that she's got her resolve back, that she knows that she needs to keep the secret because she doesn't want her Adrien anymore, because she can see how conflicted he is. And I do think that, don't get me wrong, I do think that it would help Adrien to know who his father was. I think it would be cathartic for him to learn the truth. I think that it would really help him with his conflicting feelings to be able to sort through that. I think it would be good for him. Do not get me wrong. I do think it would be good for him to learn the truth. But I'm okay with him not knowing for now. I'm okay with him finding out in the worst way possible because drama! But anyways, there is one more thing that happens after the credits scene. I love how pretty much every episode now has an end credit scene. Like, you have to expect it now. Like, just expect it. Just expect that there's going to be an end credit scene. But we got back to Spain, and we see Ladybug coming back to talk to Luca again. But we don't actually get to... Actually, no, I don't think this is the... I think this is just a flashback to what happened earlier, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think she went back after the fight. I think this is just the same scene, but from the perspective of the fake girlfriend, the pretend girlfriend. But she sees Ladybug coming to talk to Luca and dragging him off. And then we find out that the necklace that she's wearing, which I gotta say, when I first saw it, I immediately thought peacock, but I thought that was kind of weird. But like, it's clearly a blue bird, and the tail feathers on it kind of look like a peacock tail feathers spread out. But then we find out that it's not a peacock, it's a hummingbird. And it's not just a necklace, it's a miraculous. And she has a hummingbird Kwami, and oh my goodness, I love this Kwami's design. I especially love the multicolored wings. It's got these really pretty wings that are the color of a sunset, which, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess that makes it kind of the lesbian colors too. I wonder if this girl's a lesbian. That would actually be kind of cool if she's a lesbian, just pretending for Luca's sake. But that's all conjecture. But anyways, they have this, you know, her Kwame comes out, and they talk about how Luca has secrets. And Lexi was blown away by this. I was blown away too. I was like, oh my gosh, now that's a bombshell at the end of the episode. She has a miraculous. And Lexi was like actually concerned that this girl is up to something, that she's she's like manipulating Luca in some way. I don't think that's the case, I'm gonna be honest, because like she didn't seem like she seemed to it seemed like this was her first time realizing that Luca had more secrets than just her being his pretend girlfriend. Because she actually seems genuinely surprised that, you know, something's going on between him and Ladybug. So it's hard to say. I don't know if she knows that he knows Ladybug's and Cat Noir's identities. That's a lot of he knows, she knows. Blah. But I don't think that I don't know if she knows. It's possible that she might, but it's also possible that she doesn't. So I could kind of see Luca maybe not wanting to tell people everywhere he goes that he knows Ladybug and Cat Noir's identities. But you also have to wonder exactly who this girl is, because, like, she's got a miraculous, for one thing. And Luca did spend time training with Master Suhan, well, Grandmaster Suhan. But obviously there would have been something going on before then as well. We don't know how they know each other. All we know is that she's pretending to be his girlfriend when he's talking to Marinette, so that he doesn't have to confront her with his feelings. But now we know that she has a miraculous, so she's also keeping something from Adrien. And that is definitely an interesting little takeaway from this episode. So, fan theorists, to your keyboards. Let's hear some theories. I can't wait to see what Cartoon Universe has to say about this and the fan theories that are going to be coming from this. But I think that's enough for this video. So we're going to go ahead and end this here. And just a reminder that I will be doing a 24-hour shiny hunting live stream this Saturday starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will be shiny hunting every single Pokemon that was introduced or had a new form, mega form, essentially, introduced in the Kalos region, which, again, is based on France, and it takes place in Lumios, which is based on Paris. So on the 16th, technically starting the night of the 15th, we'll also be doing a 24-hour live stream, and that as Marinette. So I hope you all look forward to that. Thank you all for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including playing video games. We talk about cartoons and anime, and also make art. And sometimes I get my outro correct, just not today. But if you enjoy that stuff, then make sure you ring that bell icon to never miss a video. Thank you all for joining me today, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.